Going on, guys? It is your host Dialante Daniels back with another Locked On Wizards podcast episode. The Wizards lose again. Not a surprise. 0-4 on this West Coast trip. Another 40-plus performance dropped on the Wizards by the hands of Steph Curry. We're going to get into that. We're going to get into some player performances and just the rest of the Wizards season after this West Coast trip and what it's looking like. So without further ado, let's get right into it.
You are Locked On Wizards, your daily Washington Wizards podcast, part of the Locked On Podcast Network. Your team every day.
What is going on, guys? It is your boy Dialante Daniels back at you with another Locked On Wizards podcast episode. I want to thank you all for making Locked On Wizards your first listen each and every day. We are free and available on all platforms. Well, guys, before this West Coast trip started, I said, I'm thinking of 1-3. And this, it's tough when you got to be realistic about your team and understand that they're not that good. I said 1-3. I said they'll lose to the Clippers. I said they'll lose to the Lakers, beat the Trailblazers by default, and they'll lose to the Warriors. Turns out they weren't good enough to even beat the Blazers. And so naturally, you knew they weren't beating the Warriors and Golden State. And Steph dropped 47 on them and sent them home packing. 0-4 on this West Coast trip. Also, if you care about the play-in, that's getting further and further away. It looks like the season is going to end when the season ends for the Wizards. The Hornets and the Hawks won tonight, and the Wizards lost. So the Hornets and Hawks gained another game up on the Wizards. It's looking rough. It's looking bleak for the Wizards. But I tweeted before the game. I said Steph Curry is about to do some ungodly things to the Washington Wizards. And you just know it's coming because even Reggie, it started off with the Clippers. Reggie Jackson dropped 30-plus points. Then you had LeBron dropping 50. Then you had Josh Hart dropping 44. Career high for him. So naturally, what was next? Steph coming in on his birthday. You knew what was about to happen. 47 points. 16 for 25 from the field, 7 for 14 from 3, 8 for 8 for the free throw line. What more, bro? They gave up 53% from the field. They gave up 40% from the 3. Same old story, man. Main takeaways is the same old stuff. They didn't do a good job of protecting the interior. They didn't do a good job of protecting the three-point line. The Warriors got a lot of good three-point looks. And I said it was going to be a long day if the Warriors was getting the good looks that they were getting. And Klay Thompson dropped 20. Jordan Poole dropped 20. Jonathan Kuminga dropped 12. It was just rough. And the Wizards have been giving up 100-plus points in this whole West Coast trip. They gave up 115 against the Clippers. They gave up 122 against the Lakers, 127 against the Blazers, and 126 against the Warriors. They don't play any defense, and they don't have a chance to win any of these games no matter who they play when they play defense like this. They don't protect the paint. They don't guard the three. What do they do defensively at a decent clip? Nothing. Absolutely nothing. So the Wizards are going to continue to lose games. That's the main takeaway right there. It's the same old stuff, same story, no defense, no defensive effort, opposition getting shots, all the looks that they want. It's just bad. It's really bad. If your team tank, you don't got to worry about the Wizards trying to tank. Because I guess they're not even good enough to try to win games. Naturally, they just can't do it. So you got a 4-game losing streak going on. You got the Denver Nuggets next. Good luck when Nikola Jokic coming into town. But before we get into some player performances, we do have a message from our friends over at BetOnline. It's that time of year again as college basketball's tournament is finally upon us. From all the latest odds, contests, and player props, BetOnline.net is the #1 source for all your sports betting needs and info. BetOnline remains the best spot for all of your sports scores, podcasts, and news this season. It is not just basketball. BetOnline is your continued source for all your sporting wagering information needs, including live betting and your favorite Vegas casino games. Head to the website today or use your mobile device to learn more about the trends in action. Bet online, where the game starts. Also, guys, I want to thank you again for making Locked On Wizards your first listen. For your next listen, check out the Locked On Now podcast. Nightly recaps of every NBA game with analysis from our local experts. It's free and available wherever you get podcasts. Well, guys, outside of the Warriors embarrassing the Wizards and Steph dominating them, Porzingis had a good game. Kristaps Porzingis had a good game. 25 points, 8 rebounds. Struggled shooting the ball from three. Only made 1 3, 1 for 5. But got to the free throw line 10 times and made all 10 of his free throws. That's what you like to see. 7 for 13 from the field in general. So an efficient night for him. 4 assists as well. So, I mean, as far as individual performances, Kristaps Porzingis had a nice performance for himself. Caldwell Pope had a decent shooting night, 8 for 14 from the field, even though he only went 1 for 4 from the three. Kuzma struggled, only 11 points, 4 for 12 from the field, 1 for 6 from three, so it was an overnight for him. Corey Kispert really didn't do anything. Howard Neto, 4 for 6 from the field, 4 steals and 8 points. Rui Hachimura with another good game. He had 23 minutes. Like I said, I've been advocating for him to get 30-plus minutes. He had 12 points, 2 for 2 from the three-point line. He continues to shoot the three ball well. Love to see that. 5 for 7 from the field. I mean, Rui's just been hot this whole West Coast trip. Rui Hachimura has been hot. He's been on fire. Deni Avdija with a better game. I mean, he had 3 straight games with 0 points. He got 29 minutes tonight. He had 13 points, 2 for 4 from three, 3 for 5 from the free throw line, 4 for 8 from the field. What I liked from Deni tonight is when he had Steph Curry on him down low, he was backing him down. He was drawing fouls. He was taking advantage of that size disadvantage that he had. I mean, that size advantage that he had on Steph. I like that. I like seeing that. I want him to be aggressive and continue to do that. You know, he got to the free throw line and shot 5 free throws. That's what I like to see. I like to see him taking advantage of these smaller guards on him. Back him down. Get to the basket. Make him draw. Make them foul you. You know, and I think he did a really good job of that tonight. You know, so compared to his last couple of performances, this was really good for him. I know he needed this type of game. He also had 4 assists as well, so that's good as always. Daniel Gafford had 9 points, 4 for 6 from the field, 4 rebounds. Ish Smith, 11 points, 3 for 4 from three. Good shooting night from the three, but 4 for 12 from the field in general. 7 assists, though. I mean, all in all, guys, offensively, they'll get their points. It'll be high-scoring games. It's typically what the Wizards games have been now, just high-scoring games, but they just don't play any defense. So it doesn't really matter what they're doing offensively because they just can't hang with these teams and have these shootout games. You don't want to have shootout games with the Warriors. That's not a team you want to have 120 to 112 game with. You don't want to have these high-scoring games with teams that have the amount of firepower as the Golden State Warriors. But you got to be able to defend, man. And like I said, the Wizards just haven't been able to do that. But if you look at individual players, like I said, KP, positive. KCP, good game. Rui Hachimura continues to be good. Deni Avdija, a bounce-back game after going on a little slump. So, I mean, those are some minor positives you could take away from it if you're looking to take away positives. I mean, I don't know. It's tough, bro. It's really tough watching this team, especially watching them this late. You know, it's just guys on the East Coast is late. I know guys out in Israel is late for you guys too, even later. It's tough watching this team come out and perform like this, man, every night on the West Coast trip. Thank God they're back in D.C. for the next game against the Nuggets at 7 o'clock because we don't got to wait till 10 p.m. and 10:30 p.m. to see this team get blown out and not compete. So that's the only positive I could take out of this is that they're back on the East Coast and we can watch these games at an earlier time because, I mean, it's just been terrible performances, man. They've given us nothing to be excited about. They've given us nothing to, you know, respect the effort. I mean, maybe they feel like they're giving great effort, but it's been bad, man. It's really been rough for this team in general. And this West Coast trip was real damaging to their play-in hopes. It was extremely damaging to their play-in hopes. They had to go at least 2-2 on this trip, and they went 0-4, worst case scenario. So, I mean, before I get to talking about this Nuggets game a little bit, because it just gets tougher. You go from LeBron to Josh Hart, apparently, to Steph to Nikola Jokic. So the road just continues to get tough for the Wizards, man. I don't know if they pull that out either. But before we get into talking about that, we do have a message from our friends over at Rock Auto. This episode is brought to you by Rock Auto. The ever-increasing numbers of makes and models, it's now impossible for your local chain auto parts store to stock all the parts you need. Mine are often pointless or seemingly intimidating, questioning, and wait while the person behind the counter orders the parts on their computer, choosing the only brand their warehouse happens to carry. You have computers with access to rockauto.com at home and in your pocket. Save time and money when using Rock Auto. Why choose to spend 30, 50, even 100% more for the same parts from a chain store or car dealership? Rock Auto is a family business serving do-it-yourselfers for over 20 years. Rock Auto prices are reliably low for every customer. They have everything you can need: brake parts, tail lamps, motor oil, and even new carpet. Go explore their easy-to-use website today to find the solution for your auto part needs. Go to rockauto.com right now and see all the parts available for your car or truck. Right, locked on in their How Did You Hear About Us box so they know we sent you. Amazing selection, reliably low prices, all the parts your car will ever need. rockauto.com. Well, guys, the games are getting less and less. The time that was just had to make a play-in run are getting slimmer and slimmer. We are hitting that final stretch of the season, man, and they're bringing it back to DC. They got the Denver Nuggets coming up, who just beat a really good 76ers team. I mean, shoot, you got DeMarcus Cousins off the bench. Obviously, you got Nikola Jokic. You got Aaron Gordon. You got Will Barton, Morris, Monte Morris, Bones Highland, Austin Rivers. They got a good team. I mean, they're 41-28 for a reason. It's going to be tough, man. I mean, all you can really hope for is to contain Nikola Jokic and try not to let him have a 40-point triple-double on your head. Like I said, my keys to the game for the Wizards at this point is just to go out there and compete and fight and just try to play defense. Try to not give up 120 points, please. Maybe. Is that possible at this point, guys? Is it possible for them to not give up 120 points every game now? I mean, try your best to defend the three-point line. Hold a team under 50% from the field, please. Can we not see a team shooting 50% from the field and 40+% from the three? Can we get a lower scoring game? I mean, I don't know if that's even possible for the Wizards anymore. I mean, they just got to toughen up, man. They got to communicate better. They got to just have more effort out there. It comes a lot of it comes down to that, just having the effort to defend consistently. And they just haven't been doing that. So it's going to be tough. This is going to be a tough game for the Wizards. I don't think this Nuggets game is as winnable as the Clippers or the Lakers or the Blazers game. I look at this Nuggets game, it's like how I kind of look at the Warriors game. It's going to be tough. I mean, they have a chance, but it's going to be tough, man. You got an MVP candidate coming in, and you got a lot of solid surrounding pieces as well. A lot of solid surrounding pieces. My prediction, I'm going to say the Wizards lose again and go on a 5-game losing streak. I mean, it's tough. It only sucks because the Knicks, below the Wizards in the lottery standings, they're losing. And the Lakers are losing too, who they're tied with record-wise. So that sucks. But, I mean, I don't know. Maybe they shock us guys and they bring out a win. But how can I say they're going to win games when they've shown us the product on the court of just everything you do to not win games? So that's my prediction right there. I think the Wizards take an L against the Nuggets until they show me that they can give consistent effort, man, and play defense. I can't say they beat teams like the Nuggets. I just can't. I mean, I would just be biased if I did. So, that's all I got for you guys, man. It's tough. 4-game losing streak. And it's looking bleak for the Washington Wizards, ladies and gentlemen. It's looking real bleak. But that is all I have for you guys. Thank you for making Locked On Wizards your first listen every day. I make your second listen Locked On NBA. Locked On experts covering the biggest stories around the NBA every Monday through Friday in less than 30 minutes. It's free and available wherever you get podcasts. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we'll see what they do against the Denver Nuggets. Maybe they'll play harder and stay competitive until the very end, at least. But that's all I got for you guys. So until next